Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello. It is Melissa L. Watkins, evidential medium, master instructor with integrated energy therapy, which we've got a weekend of certification classes coming beginning of August. More information on that in the event section of my website, link in the description box. But I really was feeling called to be here this morning. Normally on Mondays, I do a week ahead look at the week ahead. And I really thought that's what this was going to be. But the reason I'm coming on so late today is because one in my community reached out this morning and is going through some real physical health situations. And unfortunately, what I've been picking up for the past few months, through my own journey. I mean, I feel like, I still feel like those who find me need me, or those who need me find me, because we're on a similar path, right? And so what I've been receiving from spirit lately is a lot of downloads around narcissistic abuse. And if you've been following me for any amount of time, this is something I've talked about over and over and over again. It's something I've gone through over and over again in my life. And I've written about it on my blog, and I've done a lot of posting about it, but it's really, really coming up right now. And I feel like all of this is coming up, getting us ready for this 8/8 Lionsgate portal in the beginning of August. So in just about a month. And what I'm picking up is this dark energy and abusive energy. And it's whether you've gone through it recently or whether it's something you're holding on to an imprint of. The dark empath, the narcissist, whatever you want to call it. But it's that energy that really connected with you in a way that was unlike any other connection you've ever felt before. And then they abused you. They didn't come through on the promises, and they made a lot of them. They were probably very charming. They were probably very just knew what to say. And the reason they knew what to say and how to act is because they are also an empath, right? They're also connected into the field. But instead of using it positively, you learned how to use it to their advantage. And they do it in such a way, it's so nefarious, because they're taking your light and they're utilizing it for their own purposes. I did a 10-minute video on this. I dropped on TikTok, and I think I did share it also on YouTube on this energy type. And honestly, as I talk about it, I can just feel my energy being drained. So with that being said, let's pump up the volume here. I'm actually going to call in some white light to help us to be able to continue to talk about this, because I think that this is what I'm being called to today, because the card that I pulled to get us going was emotional well-being, water energy. And it's this emotional well-being that we're being brought into. But we can't be brought into emotional well-being if we haven't looked at the dark, if we haven't addressed the dark. And the reason that I feel like it's coming up for many people right now, these imprints that we've been holding on to for a long time, is because when you're holding on to something in your emotional body for a very long time, it affects you physically. And so, whether you're having shoulder issues, whether you're maybe putting on weight, whether you're having old physical ailments flare up or go to the next level that's not good, that's really what I've been being brought to. For those of you that have the gastrointestinal issues that are flaring up, for those of you who have the migraines that you can't, whatever your physical ailment is, right? It's tied to this emotional imprint. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. So look at the disclaimer, please. But this is what Spirit's been bringing me, that right now, physically, what we're going through is impacting us because of our emotional state, right? And remember, thoughts create emotions. So what are you thinking about, right? What are you thinking about from those past situations that are triggering the emotions that are impacting the physical? And so what I would like to do right now is send some energy from all of us to this beautiful soul in my community who is really dealing and being impacted by the physical because of all the emotional that she's carried for decades. And threat, definitely, you know, when you've been dealing with a narcissist or a dark empath, that threat, it's very easily triggered because for many of you, you were abused verbally, emotionally, physically. You were manipulated, right? That abuse was just manipulation after manipulation after manipulation. And so this emotional well-being that we're trying to be brought into right now by spirit is bringing up things to be released. And so right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call in Archangel Michael for dear Marianne and all of you in my community, myself included, who are feeling the effects of these emotional imprints, these abuses rising to the surface. We're going to ask Archangel Michael to help release them, calling in Archangel Raphael to help us heal, to cut the cords to any past relationships and situations that no longer serve us, really going into the root and helping to release these very dense energies that are being rooted out by the light that is coming into the planet at this time. So the Christ consciousness light codes that are coming in, the golden ray that is coming in, really impacting the dark energy and the dark attachments and the dark fields that we have been dealing with as light workers for years and years and years. And for some of us, it started right in the crib, dealing with caregivers and parents who just were not emotionally available or very, very selfish. And, for those of you who were in partnerships with, very abusive, maniacal, nefarious energies that were utilizing your light for their own good. And so I'm so glad, Jess. I'm so glad. Good morning, everyone. Hello. So this emotional well-being, this water energy, as we are in this Cancer season, is really being brought to the surface. These energies are being brought to the surface through this watery energy of Cancer to help you heal the emotional level, which will in turn impact the mental and the physical and the energetic. But right now, what's happening is so many of us are being triggered or things brought to the surface because these dark energies, these narcissists, these dark empaths who have attached themselves to us, whether we're in connection with them or not, you can still feel them connecting to you and pulling on you occasionally or consistently, because they're still tapping into your energy to utilize your light energy to help them get to and achieve their goals. This is a week where something is coming in. And it's coming in because it's time for you to address this situation. And for some of you, you're going to need help. For some of you, you're going to need to call in the angels. You're going to need to use your crystals. Sage yourself in your home. Get out the holy water. Put up the boundaries. For those of you that are still waiting for that sorry, it's not coming. You're going to have to give it to yourself. So the duality, that's what's going on this week. Look at that, yin and yang. Archangel Metatron is letting us know that the duality exists on our planet and the duality exists in your life. And right now, the darkness is coming up. The darkness is being triggered. The darkness is being, triggered is the best way to describe it, but really what I'm seeing is like they're just being irritated. Their darkness is being irritated by the light that's coming in, and by the light that is not allowing it to continue to attach to you and be taking from you. And this fight that is going on around you, but you're in it. You're in it because you're a light worker. And so it's going on in the field. It's going on in the field. It's going on in the higher dimensions. It's going on in this dimension. It's going on in the lower dimensions. And for some of you, this is a very physical, you're in contention with, people in your life. You're going through divorce, breakup, whatever it is. For others of you, you've been through the breakup, you've been through the divorce, you thought you've put this behind you, but that emotional pain, that emotional density around the manipulation, around the threat, around the abandonment, around the resentment, around the powerlessness, around the deservedness, unworthiness, that is all still there. And that's what's coming up to be released. So this emotional well-being that is trying to come in during this Cancer season, this very emotional, watery energy, it's bringing up the stuff that it's almost like it's bringing the silt on the bottom is kicking up all the stuff that's been hiding in it. And it can't hide there anymore. So you're feeling it again, just like you felt it when you went through it the first time. But there's no burying it anymore. It's now it's time to come up to be transformed. Now it's going to be brought into the light, and the light is going to eradicate it. But if you keep pushing it down, so how do you eradicate it, Melissa, is what I'm hearing. You feel it. You cry it out. You journal it out. You find a therapist. You get the energy session. You do whatever you're feeling called to do to eradicate it, because there's no more pushing it down. That's why physically you're not feeling well. That's why physically you can't lose the weight. That's why physically you can't get your shoulder healed. That's why physically things that you've been dealing with for a long time are to the next level in not a positive way. These energies are heavy. They're dense. But you're not alone. Look at that dolphin in that water. Look at this right here, this. I think it's a dodecahedron. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But it's that energy being created by that geometry that is bringing things to the surface to be released. This Cancer season that we're coming out of, and Leo season will be starting in a couple of weeks. It's gearing you up for the 8-8 portal. It's gearing you up for this Lion's Gate that, lions come in with a roar. Lions come in with, I am here, see me roar. And this energy, I feel like it's coming up because it's time for you to become this lion or lioness in your life that says, I don't do this anymore. I don't feel this anymore. I don't hold on to this anymore. The grief, the anger, the resentment, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, I'm done. And calling in help to do that. Yeah. Travel on, tree of life. Look at that. Because it's time for you to incorporate the fullness of who you are. All of your chakras being lit up. You coming into balance. And so this purging that you're going through is because you've not been able to get into balance because there's been something you've been holding on to consciously or unconsciously, that's coming up. So the next couple of weeks before the Lion's Gate, I feel like it's going to keep coming up, and it's time to purge it. It's time to purge it. This is what we're going through right now. This is what we're going through right now. This emotional well-being that's trying to come in is purging the stuff that's been down, buried under the silt in your emotional body. Because yeah, you don't want to look at it. You don't want to bring it out to the light. You don't want to deal with it. It's too hard. It's too difficult. It's too much. But Spirit is trying to get you back into balance because it's time for you to shine your light. It's time for you to be the light worker that you came here to be. And you can't do that if you're holding on to this emotional stuff, gunk, junk, goo that is in the bottom of your emotional body. And so this Cancer energy is kicking it up. And these light codes are coming in and they're not letting it hide anymore. And so Spirit is asking you to release it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. That's why if you need support, get support. Yeah. Because you have been in a situation where you've been powerless, or you have felt powerless. You've been in a situation where the people around you were giving you advice or counsel that was going to benefit them. They were utilizing your energy, your strength, your talents, and your gifts for themselves. And so what you thought was love and connection was actually manipulation. And so what is coming up now is showing you, and for some of you, this might be showing you something that's going on currently, but for many of you, this is just validating what you've been through. And now, yeah, they didn't have your back. They were, not having integrity. A lot of character assassination, people talking behind your back, people making other people feel they didn't know you the way that they thought they did. They thought they knew that you were a kind person or a nice person or a helpful person. But this person in your life, started really assassinating your character by gossiping about you and telling lies about you and really planting the seed of doubt that you were not the truly the person that you are. And so you had a lot of relationships fall away, or people questioning you in a way that you'd never been questioned before, because you didn't realize the people that you were loving and allowing in your life were not who you thought they were. They were manipulating. They were, I'm getting the words like, nefarious and unkind and evil and, just all these really not nice words that I don't want to share. But if you've been in connection with a dark empath, with a very covert narcissist, like, you've been through it. Anything I say really isn't going to be too awful hard, because what you were trying to do is you were trying to create that happy family. You wanted the marriage. You wanted the white picket fence. And, when you met this person, they said that that's what you were going to have, or that's what you were going to create. Or if this was a family person, that's what you thought this family was going to be, that, your family was, you did have the white picket fence. You did have all the trappings. You did have the people that loved you and cared for you and were there for you, when in fact it was a charade. It was a mask. If people really knew the truth about your family, they would know, where the cracks were and where it wasn't what they thought it was, right? And so you were trapped. However this is resonating for you, this was, whatever emotion that you're having being purged right now, it's coming up because you buried it, because you felt trapped. And to bring it up and to try to fight it or to try to let it go was going to be hard. It was going to hurt. It wasn't what you wanted. It wasn't what you wanted, because you thought you could fix it. You thought you could make it better. You could make it better. You were always trying to be the one that was going to bring about the success. You were always the one that was trying to make everybody happy, put everything together, make it be that big, happy family, make it be the relationship of the century, make it be what you originally thought it was going to be. So right now, what's coming up that's impacting you emotionally and now creating this dis-ease within your body, where now you have an ailment, or you have extra weight, or you have not able to just eat the things you need to eat or want to eat, whatever it is, not able to go to places you want to go to because of it's too much energy, or migraine, it creates a headache, or what's going on right now. This Cancer energy, it's just churning up. I'm just getting this like whirlpool in the water that's just churning up all the stuff underneath, and it's coming up. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is too hard. This is too heavy. This feels too bad. I've been through this before. I don't want to go through this again. What is going on? Why am I seeing how people are doing me dirty? Why am I seeing where people aren't being there for me? Why am I starting to see where people have been lying to me, cheating on me, using me, betraying me, threatening me? This is why. Because Spirit wants you to come into this emotional well-being. And you can't do that if you're holding on to the imprints that are continuing to draw to you the people that are going to treat you those ways. The law of attraction is what you give out, is what you put out is what you get back. So if you're still holding on to imprints of abandonment, you're going to draw people to you that will abandon you. If you're holding on to the imprint of unworthiness, then you're going to keep creating situations in your life that you don't deserve. Lack. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough support. You don't have enough love. You don't have enough whatever. Because you keep believing that you don't deserve better, or that you never have enough. And so you keep creating situations where you don't have enough. This Cancer energy is triggering all of that. And for many of you, you've got more than one imprint. And so this feels dense and heavy and hard. And how do I get through it? How do I get into the balance that Spirit is helping me find? This emotional balance. Well, they're helping you do it by purging what no longer serves. Purging these imprints. And how do you do that? How do you get through it? How do you clear your chakras? This Cancer energy leading up to this Lion's Gate is really bringing a lot up for you. Unrealistic, imbalance. Yeah, I mean, oh, Jess, that's beautiful. How do you get out of this? How do you get out of this? It's through your connection. It's through your connection to God, and to the earth. And this is you. And when you connect to God and you connect to the earth, you release what's coming up. Let them transmute what it is you're dealing with. And if you need help with that, head to my website. The spiritual life coaching, you can do the package or you can do a monthly subscription. The monthly subscription would come out automatically, and the package is a 6-month package, but it's 9 sessions, coaching sessions. And the coaching sessions are the diving deep, giving you the strategies you can use, and then the energy healing. So what I'm being called to do is really dive deep with those empaths and those spiritual warriors who are really, really feeling these energies that are bringing up, they're bringing up all this stuff. And for some of you, this is very, very past life. For some of you, this is generational. You came in with the big mission of clearing generational karma from your family line. And so, yeah, getting help with the 9 healing angels, with your innate ability to heal yourself, calling that in. And all I do is channel. All I do is channel your higher self, and I channel the angels. So the coaching session can be whatever you want. It can be talk therapy. It can be a reading. It can be cards, if you want the spirit guides to come through that way, or if you want me to do, tapping in and channeling your higher self, your crossed over loved ones. The coaching session is really wide open, but I do also offer the strategies that you take with you, because the coaching is you healing ultimately yourself, me giving you the tools and the energetic support to help you do that. And so that's what I feel like I'm being called to do. And I feel like these energies that are coming up that are impacting us physically, I've been doing this shoulder thing now for almost 2 months now. Poor dear Marianne, who's, in a hospital bed right now. And those of you that are, dealing with your physical ailments of whatever it is, fill in the blank. I know that there's so many of you that, deal with the weight issue. You deal with the gastrointestinal issue, the migraine issue, the grief issue, the heaviness in your heart issue, the anxiety, depression. This runs the gambit, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's all tied together. It's all connected. And so that's what I really feel like, supporting yourself in whatever way you need to support yourself is so important right now, especially leading up to this Lion's Gate, because that energy really is roaring in this year, And so this week, something is coming up to be purged. So get your meditations in, send out your prayers, do your grounding, do whatever practice you have that works for you. So important. But it's about getting you into this alignment with emotional well-being. And you can't do that if you've got stuff that is buried under that silt, underneath the bottom of the barrel of your emotions. So the light codes that are coming in are revealing to you. And if you don't feel like you're getting the revelation, journal, dream journal, meditate, ground. Use your practices, guys. Use your practices. And so with that, please keep us all in our prayers. Let's keep us all in our prayers as we go through this really, really difficult energetic shift that we're all going through. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. I will be back. Tonight, Chrissy and I will be doing the Ruckus Room, so feel free to call in 386-251-8100. That's tonight. And if you want to work with me, head over to my website, grab your subscription, grab your package. This is a great time to start, as all this energy is really stirring up what you have been suppressing. And for some of us, we've been suppressing it our whole lives. So I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.